Most majors have a specific order of study, they have a curriculum. I think we can say that the Bible also has a specific order of study, but I think it's difficult to structure a proper study method for theology. Because think about it, theology is the study of God. Who exactly are we to study God, an infinite creator? What gives us that right? It's as if we're way out of our league to even think that we can study God, yet we try to do it. Please do not misinterpret what I'm about to say. And if you do have any doubts, you can text me. Some of you already do, and I really appreciate that. One of the most difficult things that I've had to do is consider the possibility that God doesn't exist. Obviously, the question would be why? Why would I ever even consider or entertain that thought? One answer could be that as a theology student, I tend to be specifically targeted by non-believers. So I have to be prepared. And in order to be prepared, I need to know my opponent's argument. I have to think like he does in order to gain perspective. So the question would be, why are there people that do not believe in God? Normally, this question would be for non-believers, but today I want to challenge you guys. Have you ever had a reason to believe that God is not real? I mean, think about it. Some of the stories in the Bible, like the flood, the plagues, God parting the sea, the miracles of Jesus, if any of these stories would be anywhere else other than the Bible, we would think they're just fairy tales. Why do we believe in them so much? How do you go around being so sure that these events actually happened? Did you see them happen? What makes you so sure that there is a God that is actually listening to your prayers? Is it simply because you were born into the faith? Are you scared that if you suddenly deny your belief, that you will be rejected by your community and your church? Do you think that you are too deep into this life already? Are you afraid of admitting that you've lived a life of ignorance? So let me ask you two things. Why did you begin to believe in God? And why do you still believe in God? Are you scared that if you deny the existence of God, that he's going to curse you? Are you afraid of what your parents will think? So the question is, why are you still here, honestly? Why are you watching this video? Why do you still call yourself a Christian? Why do you still call yourself a believer? Now, some might disagree, but I think that life is not about having to believe in God. I think that life is about wanting to believe in God. We like to criticize Adam and Eve for eating the fruit that cursed us all. We like to think that if we would have been there instead, no way that we would have eaten that fruit. The sad truth is that we fail the same test every single day. The test that Adam and Eve failed wasn't just about obedience. The serpent told Adam and Eve that if they ate the fruit, they will become like God and therefore be completely independent from God. They will no longer need God because they will be able to sustain themselves. And for us, every single day that we wake up and we don't pray or say thanks, every meal that we eat and we don't pray or say thanks, every time we have chosen to not listen to God's message, every single time we have been making the same mistake as Adam and Eve. They wanted to live their own lives without God. And at times it seems like we also desire that same life. So it seems that we like to say that God exists, but we live as if we don't want him to exist. You know why? Because maybe life would be easier if God didn't exist.